This is Not So Zen, a podcast where we talk about real life, real mess, and real transformation. Join two friends, Melissa, a lawyer known as the advocator, and Alia, a Reiki master known as the healer, while they have real, honest, raw conversations about the not so zen parts of life and the quest for healing without the fluff. Well, maybe a little bit of fluff.
And we're back, episode 2 for the Not So Zen podcast. And we are actually live in the garden that inspired this podcast because truthfully, as we're sitting here and you can kind of see in the background a little bit, this project that I started, Melissa jumped in, and it's representative of how raw and chaotic our lives are.
And how we got here to this podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you came back for episode 2 after listening to the first episode, we're so very grateful for you. That basically means you are just as crazy as we are, or you're really just wondering if Claire's still hanging around.
Truth. We can't wait to update you at the end of this episode where Claire is. And from this point forward, we found that the flow was we wanted to share a not so zen moment that was something that happened recently to us. We always welcome your not so zen moments because if we can come together on this, and share and be real and authentic, it really does give an opening to hold on a second. We have these not so zen moments, but then we can link gratitude to the not so zen moments because in both of our shares. Yeah. So I will kick this off. My not so zen moment is...
Yes, tell us all about your recent not so zen moment.
Happy to share. It's a motherhood moment. Me and shout out to Elizabeth because we decided to take 2 carloads full of preteens to Topgolf. And it was just supposed to be a couple hour thing. Like they were all excited. We decide the location about 20, 30 minutes from where we live and arrived to find out that it was an hour and a half wait. No problem.
Oh my.
We waste time.
That's dedication to golf.
Waste time with food. And then all of a sudden it's a 2.5 hour wait. And then it turns into a 3-hour wait. So here we leave the house at 12.
That requires a lot of patience. I think I definitely would have left.
12:30 p.m. We end up deciding in the moment. We're literally asking the kids. We're finding something nearby. We're trying to pivot. And the only other Topgolf location is in Northeast Philadelphia, a 35-minute drive from the King of Prussia location. We decided to start at. So we literally waited 2 hours all to load these kids back in our cars, drive 35 minutes to Northeast Philadelphia, all only to have time to golf an hour and a half, which there is like, not even, there's like a 2-hour window that you pay for in these bays, right? So we're like, all right, get your golf in. Like, because
Did you golf? No, do you swing?
I did not golf.
No.
There was 9 preteens. There was no moment where they were allowing us. I mean, they hung in there. So the funny thing is, I was out on this Topgolf mission with Elizabeth and our kids from 12:30 until 7. I didn't get home till 7 p.m.
That sounds like a lot of golf.
I mean, there was a whole schedule to the day, right? And it's okay if the schedule falls away a little bit. This was excessive. There was a lot of driving. And my gratitude moment attached to this, though, is that Elizabeth and I were like, whoop, we are superheroes. Literally, mothers, shout out to you because when we're presented with situations that are not so zen in motherhood, how quickly do we pivot? How quickly do we try to find a solution to the problem, right? And actually,
that's funny. What we do as moms. That's our job.
Absolutely. So my not so zen moment was thank you, Topgolf, for presenting this to me. And I'm going to kick it off to Melissa.
Okay. So my recent not so zen moment was when I was traveling. I was away on a family vacation visiting friends in California. Mm-hmm. And me and my daughter decided, you know what? We're going to wake up early in the morning because of the time difference. we're going to go do hot yoga in the morning, just the two of us.
Mhm.
Have a beautiful Zen moment. It's actually her first time ever trying hot yoga. She loved it. She was a big fan. We had a beautiful time at this beautiful yoga studio in California, did hot yoga. We both came out. We were like drenched in sweat. So, of course, we were like, let's go sit down, get a Starbucks. So, we were in a shopping center.
Mhm.
Okay. We're in a shopping center. In that shopping center, there's a bunch of stores, a grocery store, a Starbucks. So we walk to the Starbucks, we get our Starbucks, we're sitting outside on a patio. It's gorgeous. It's like 60 some degrees at like 8 o'clock in the morning in California. We're sipping on our Starbucks. I mean, how Zen is that?
I mean,
right?
one into the other. Perfection.
So as we're sitting there, I get an alert on my phone saying a fraud alert, which, okay, that happens all the time. Not all the time, but it happens to me quite frequently. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I look at it and it says there was an attempt of several $100s at Ralph's. And I was like, well, that's odd. And I look to the left of me and there's a Ralph's. So literally, somebody had my credit card in Ralph's and was trying to buy like hundreds of dollars of gift cards or something, which was a little weird. So I pull out my wallet and I realize that not one, but both my credit cards are gone. They're both gone. Somebody went in and physically took my credit cards out of my wallet while I was having my Zen moment in the yoga studio with my daughter. And I quickly realized that not one, but both of my credit cards were gone. I started getting all these fraud alerts on my phone.
Zen turned not so zen.
Not so zen. And I'm sitting there like feverishly trying to cancel all my credit cards. I'm like, cancel them, cancel them, cancel them. So now I'm left in California. I have no money, no credit cards, but I will say that the thought did cross my mind that whoever this like not so zen person in the yoga studio who was clearly stealing credit cards and people's purses that were sitting in the lockers where there were no cameras because there were lockers, it would have been a lot easier, right, for the person to stick their hand in my purse and just take the whole wallet. Like, wouldn't that have been so much easier instead of opening the wallet
I would say so.
and going through the wallet? There's like a lot of shit in my wallet. And just taking the credit cards, they took nothing else other than the credit cards. But I realized, I was like, thank God they didn't take my whole wallet. Because if they took my whole wallet, they would have had my ID.
Gratitude moment.
And I wouldn't have been able to fly back. And you know what the other great thing was? I didn't have to pay for dinner that night because I had no credit card.
I mean, I can't think of a better way to spin and transmute and reframe a not so zen moment.
But how un-zen to steal credit cards in a yoga studio?
That's awful.
What?
I mean, these are the things that are happening to us in real life. And I'm sure everybody listening is having these moments as well. But like the whole point is that we just wanted to bring it to you because it feels as though we keep getting multiple not so zen moments in our day. And why is that, right? Like sometimes you wonder, like, is God, showing me something?
Is it a lesson?
Is it a lesson? Is it karma? Is the universe, guiding me, trying to get me to figure something out? Because you're like, what the fuck?
Or it's a message. I think there are messages from the universe.
Well, and
right?
The thing is, it's like a message from God, the universe, and all of that higher realm energy in getting us to transmute into new earth consciousness. So that's what this episode is about, new earth, what it means and how Reiki actually, and healing yourself, being able to take a not so zen moment in your day, multiple, and transmute and reframe it into gratitude. How do you take a moment that feels so exhausting, so why is this happening to me?
To me.
Again.
Like, to me.
And then you transmute it and reframe it almost instantaneously, right? That's the point of this. That's the point of New Earth. Cosmically, the way everything has been aligning in 2025, we are all being asked to get out of an ego consciousness. Ego consciousness, real quick, is just low frequency, low vibration.
So I had no idea what New Earth was until you introduced me to it. Like I was like, I don't understand. Haven't we been living on the same Earth? Like, what are we talking about, New Earth? Like, what does New Earth mean?
Essentially, this is gonna be wild, but
Go for it.
Mother Earth has a spiritual matrix. We all have spiritual matrices. Hence, let's give a shout out to Keanu and the movie The Matrix. There is a thing to that. So Mother Earth's spiritual matrix is too dense. So she's living and providing this home for all of us, that we're walking around, we're living our life, and we're procreating, and we're expanding, and we're growing, and we're knocking land down, we're building, and we're building. Essentially, New Earth is full of less of this density. The density is greed. The low frequency, the ego frequency, is greed, stress, more. I mean,
Like taking instead of giving. That's what it sounds like.
It like, I'm right, you're wrong. It's a very all-encompassing, distracting. And I think for years we've just been living in societal norms of go, 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 right? And everybody is seeking, what is my mission? What am I doing? But then people are also trying to connect to that, but they're allowing themselves to live a life that is not connected to their soul mission. So they're just settling for the job, or they're working because they're making good money, but it's really not making them happy. So every day they're waking up unhappy. I mean, we're going all over the place because this topic is like, there's a lot of tentacles to this topic.
I looked up. I Googled New Earth, and
I didn't know she did this. So let's find out what.
All right, so I Googled and I was like, what does New Earth mean spiritually? Like, I want to Google to understand what I'm saying. Okay, so let's see. So according to Google, this is what it says. Spiritually, the idea of New Earth refers to the shift in human consciousness, which is exactly what she said, the healer, and the collective way we live, often described as moving into a higher vibration or frequency of being. It is not about a new physical planet. That's what I was like, what?
We're all getting on rocket ships and we're going to
Not about a new planet, but rather about transforming life on this earth through inner awakening and spiritual growth.
Beautifully stated, Google. Okay. I mean, and that sums it up way better than we're trying to do here. I love that you look that up.
I mean, I thought it was a new planet, so.
I mean, wouldn't we all? I mean,
thank you, Google, for clarifying that.
There's so many like hierarchies, right? I mean, you have the government, and then you have like all these like corporate hierarchies, and you have corruptness. And again, I'm going to bring it back to greed. I hate to say it. And it's like, who can you trust? Like, bring it back to yourself. So really what we're going to share in this episode is...
And it reminds me of like, so I had no idea what Reiki was until I met you. And I do very vividly remember the first time you described to me what Reiki was and working with energy and vibrations. It was actually when I hurt my back.
Yes,
and you were like, you were just getting, I think, your certification. And you're like, let me practice on you. And I'm like, working with energy, like, you can't fix my back with energy. I need surgery. But I have come to learn the incredible power of Reiki. But do you want to tell everybody just what Reiki is? Since I can't.
I mean, and the thing is we've been friends for, 13 years, 14 years, maybe.
Long time.
At this point. So I will say that Reiki is one modality of many that helps our internal energy, right? So what's happening externally in our life is a reflection of how we feel inside, right? So if we're waking up every day and we're like, oh, I feel rested, but I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed. And then insert maybe something at a coworker or an argument with a spouse, or who knows, a friend or a sibling, right? The day presents these things to you, and then you start carrying this energy that's more low vibrational, right? Because of the argument, because of this miscommunication. So to bring it back to Reiki being one modality that helps clear that lower vibration. Also, when I say modality, there's multiple. So you have meditation, you have journaling. There's a reason why.
And we're going to talk about lots of different modalities of healing throughout all the various episodes that we're doing.
Because like, I will say I'm almost 44 on Sunday. I turn 44.
Happy birthday!
On a Pisces eclipse full moon. What?
It's gonna be a day.
Which, I mean, this is gonna land on Monday, right? But so Sunday is this like big full moon. But what I would like to share is that I've been working with astrology and energy and healing modalities for years now. This year, 2025, is different. The not so Zen moments that are being presented to all of us individually is next level because we are to shift into higher frequency consciousness. There's a reason these not so Zen moments are showing up so intensely because we are living a misaligned life. The misalignment is causing the lower frequency, if you will. So
but I feel like Reiki brings us back into
yes,
Zen.
she's exactly right. She's
Right?
exactly right. So you do know how to describe. So I just wanted to give that background on why I'm sharing with you guys around this new earth. And we have decided to share about Reiki and new earth because if you find yourself in a moment where you're just stuck or you're just trying to understand why life is presenting itself the way it is, seek
It's like a massage of your
healing.
like mind and energy.
It's
Instead of massaging your physical body, it's like massaging your energy.
So we do not practice these. I mean, I'm dead that you just said that because the way I've always
I actually need some Reiki.
explained. I mean, we all need the healing
now.
right now. So the way I would describe Reiki, it's a massage for your soul. And it's
Yeah,
like your
I love that.
internal energy just needs to be like cleared of any low vibrational stress, anxiety, the fight or flight mode we could be living in, sadness, anger,
So that brings it
hurt.
very much back to my first like real experience with Reiki. I, this past year, have probably had the most difficult year of my life. Experienced more loss this year than any other year ever because I lost my dad. And it was a very long, painful process. And I remember being on the phone with you. I think we spoke pretty much every day and telling you how painful it was. And he got to the point where he couldn't communicate and we're trying to make him comfortable. We don't know if he's comfortable or not comfortable because he can't communicate with us. And it was so painful. Like I felt like I said goodbye 1,000 times. And you said, let me come give him Reiki. And at first I was like, is she crazy? Like, he's not even like like he's here, he's alive, but he can't and then I stopped myself. I was like, well, it's not gonna hurt anything, right? And we hung up the phone. I was like, told my mom, I was like, Alia's gonna come give dad Reiki. And she had the same reaction I did. It was like we stopped for a moment. She's like, okay. Like had no idea what to expect at all. It was by far the most powerful experience of my life ever and the most grateful experience I have surrounding his passing ever. And I'll never forget when you went into the room because he was in a room and he's in a hospital bed and we have a TV on and we were playing like the music channel, like some random music channel. And you were like, what is on the TV? What is playing? Les doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. He doesn't want it on. And I was like, okay. And you're like, does he normally listen to music? And I was like, never in his life has he ever listened to music. Even in the car, when he would drive 4 hours to work, he listened to sports radio. Always sports radio. And on TV, sports. It was always sports. And I was like, oh, what are we doing? Why are we torturing him with music that he hates? So that point on, it was sports on the TV. And he actually, when he passed, it was in October. So it was Red October. The Phillies were playing. And when he actually passed, a Phillies game had just started. And actually, we were eating lentil that we got from your restaurant. And I was about to go upstairs and the game had just started to sit with him and watch the game. But after you were there, we watched football games together, Penn State, Eagles, all that.
I mean, it's hard not to get emotional when she's bringing this up because we've spent years with our kids growing up and being at family events and holidays with your dad, her dad, Les Fry. Shout out to Les. And he's happily in the higher realm, supporting you, supporting all of us. And so
I feel like he might be connected to Claire too.
it's possible.
It's weird.
We're going to bring it back to Ralph though, because Claire was married to my grandpa Ralph, by the way. Which
Oh my
God. I didn't even put
God.
that together when she was saying the Ralph thing about the yoga. So Claire and Ralph both in
Claire is
heaven,
everywhere.
Les heaven. Okay. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm going to just share that I was very nervous because this is what is called end of life Reiki. And there are a lot of hospitals that are starting to incorporate this. Now, Les was actually in the home that him and your mom resided in for so long, right? So his hospice bed is in the house. And it was profound because it was slightly newer for me, but I've been doing years of meeting and working with energy with clients. And so I just knew I felt so comfortable that I could go in. I trusted myself. I trusted the higher life force energy that moves through me in Reiki. I connect to the symbols that I'm certified and attuned to with Reiki. And here we had the most profound messages. I mean, Les, your dad, cannot speak to us. And he shared immediately the music. And then from there, he shared, Les was very big. He worked for Ernst & Young, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very high up
This
and
PA.
respected in the New York financial district and in Philadelphia. And so he shared this one. I said, how are you going to, I'm just quietly talking with his energy. How will you show yourself when you're, ascended into the heavens? And he said a penny. And he said a penny because I worked so hard for every dollar that we were able to live life on. But it was that one penny that mattered. It only came down to the one penny and the value that one penny has. And everybody looks at the penny and they think it has no value. But the penny is what shows up in your hand, and then it multiplies from there, right? So this penny had so much power, and from that point forward,
we
sure
all
enough,
have collections
after
of pennies
passed,
now.
the pennies are showing up
Everywhere.
in drawers. My son's drawer, I'm putting socks away. There's a penny at the bottom. You open the dryer. I mean, change can show up in the dryer, but so let's pull it back, guys, because we do want to keep the episodes, we're trying to honor the 22 minutes, but being this powerful topic about New Earth and Reiki and how this all ties together with her powerful experience, my powerful experience of her dad's end of life Reiki, essentially. And he did pass, I think, what was it, maybe 5 days later?
Yeah, it was only a couple of days after that.
And he had been hanging on for
a long time,
weeks and weeks.
A long time.
And he just I felt at the end of it, he felt free to just go. And he had other things privately that we aren't going to divulge and share. And it's getting dark out. We need to wrap this up. We love you, Les. We love you, Les.
Love you, Dad.
So pretty much the message behind this episode is we all get not so Zen moments. Can you transmute and reframe the not so Zen moments to gratitude?
Find gratitude in them.
Find the love, find the message, find the lesson.
Find the lesson.
We never did that before, that connection. I'm done. Okay.
And try Reiki.
Absolutely.
I have to say, I thought the whole thing was a little crazy when I first heard about
Most
Reiki.
people do.
I was like, energy, okay, whatever. Sounds a little bit like BS. I'm so grateful for you.
Thank you.
I'm grateful for your gift of Reiki and her ability to heal. And I really learned through my experience of you doing Reiki on my dad when he was passing, by keeping ourselves open to new things that we don't know, we don't understand, also opens a door for some of the most powerful, grateful core memories I will ever have in life. And if I just shunned it away because I didn't know about it or I didn't understand it, or I was like, okay, whatever, it sounds silly, I would have missed out on that opportunity. So I'm so grateful.
Perfectly stated. And her gratitude extends to the gratitude I have for Reiki knocking on my door unexpectedly. Truthfully, I didn't seek Reiki. Reiki seeked me. And so I am so grateful that I can learn it and apply it, and then also share it with the world.
And
so
that's a gift.
And it's a true gift, but then the gift goes on. It shares through the person receiving the Reiki, and then they share it, from being in a better energy vibration because they had the
and then
Reiki.
They're out in the world spreading better, positive.
The ripple of more higher vibrational energy is the point of New Earth. New Earth is asking us all to heal.
Oh, look, our light just came on.
And I mean, if
in the
that
garden.
isn't a better timing of the lantern turns on.
The lantern turns on.
You guys.
All right, Dad,
magic.
we get it.
This has been so beautiful. And the thing that we'll wrap up, and I just would like to share, is that I'm sharing as a Reiki practitioner, but I want to give a shout out to all of those out there in the whole world who are offering Reiki. So if you're listening and you're wondering how you can tap into it, you can reach out and ask us in the DM or email us, notsozenpod@gmail.com
or Instagram account, TikTok account, Not So Zen. Just Google Not So Zen Pod.
Yeah.
You will find us.
You will find us. Reach out to us. And then you can also simply just Google Reiki near me and find practitioners that are local to you. So it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, it is. It is blinking. Okay. So here.
So is Claire still here?
Claire's still here.
We're like in the garden. We're Claire.
St. Clair.
Yes.
Her prayer card has not moved. So we recorded episode 1. We shared with you that Claire has barely moved. There has been literal tornadoes, massive storms.
Just last night.
Landscapers. And last night, yes.
Yeah. Last night, torrential downpour. And you have to understand where Claire resides in this garden is on the side of a very steep hill with like dirt and grass. And she's still there.
She's still there.
I still see her. She hasn't left us.
I feel called to share. I know we're going longer and we promised you guys to keep this to 22 minutes, but we did have some feedback on, this is the Not So Zen podcast, and we're here to be real and raw and vulnerable. Yes. And I will say that through those moments that we shared, your credit card, yoga studio experience, my motherhood, Top Golf, in my mind, I was like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? I should have gone home. And then I'm feeling angry, and then I'm feeling sad, but then I'm feeling grateful because I want to be spending the time with my son and his friends. And so that roller coaster ride of where our thoughts go when a Not So Zen moment shows up, I'm just gonna, that's like the realness, right? Like, I want to fuck some shit up right now because
you're pissed. You're like, what the hell? This was not my plan.
And then this is going to transition us into when you have Not So Zen moments, depending how intense it is, how do you transmute and reframe? Do you land at the end of the day and feel exhausted from some Not So Zen in between the Zen? And do you escape it by pouring a glass of wine? Do you escape it by staying up too late and watching Netflix, and then the next day you're tired? So we're doing an episode, not sure if it's the next one, but we want to do an episode that highlights, are you attacking the Not So Zen moments, or rather approaching is the better word, the Not So Zen moments in a healthy way? This is New Earth. How you approach your Not So Zen moments and how you reframe and transmute is the answer to how to eliminate more of the Not So Zen. Does that make sense?
It does.
I don't even know if I'm making sense.
It actually does make sense.
Okay.
You're going to see.
We're going way long. Sorry. I digress.
And now our light is telling us that it's time to wrap this up until another fun episode of Not So Zen.
Love you guys.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Not So Zen. Stay connected with us on Instagram at Not So Zen Pod for real life updates on our eternally unfinished Zen garden. And drop us a note anytime at notsozenpod@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow the show, and remember, perfection is overrated. Just ask our garden.